With the first prototype of Poland's Rattal heavy infantry fighting vehicle expected to be ready by the end of 2026, we thought it would be a good time to go over what we know so far about this future offering by Huta Stalowa Wola and the Polish Armaments Group. The country's forces only recently in December 2025 took first delivery of their brand new Baltic IFVs, but with Ratel said to have a weight of between 42 and 48 tons, it's going to be the bigger, heavier, better armoured and non-amphibious brother to the Borsuk. So let's take a look at the most recent information as of early 2026. The first thing we need to emphasize is that at the time we're making this video, PGZ has only presented a 1:4 scale model of the vehicle and posted a handful of photos. Thus, you might see images repeating more than usual. We apologize in advance for that. But the earliest information that we could find on this project emerged in August 2023, when the consortium of PGZ or Polish Armament Group companies and Huta Stalowa Wola or HSW signed a framework agreement for the supply of several hundred heavy infantry combat vehicles in various configurations, including those using the ZSSW-30 unmanned turret. In addition to the vehicles, the contract also provided for the supply of a logistics and training package. The press release noted that the basis for the work will be the well-known Crab chassis, while the details regarding the configuration would be determined as part of the executive agreement. HSW states that the main task of the heavy infantry fighting vehicle, which did not have a name at the time, would be to hit armoured and unarmoured targets, incapacitate and destroy exposed means of fire, manpower, as well as shelters and field fortifications in direct contact with the enemy. The vehicle is to be able to transport a 3-person crew and 8 dismounted troops and will provide fire support to dismounts in all weather conditions, day and night. It was added that this future platform would be characterized by a high level of ballistic and anti-mine protection, as well as high traction capabilities. Again, that was back in 2023, and so a few more details have emerged since. And so we fast forward to October 2025, with Janes reporting that a model of HSW's heavy IFV concept was on display at the Polish Defense Exhibition MSPO. The model was fitted with a ZSSW-30 remote weapon station, or RWS, and officially given the name Ratel, which means honey badger in the Polish language. It's a name that appears to complement the lighter IFV Borsuk, as that means badger in Polish. Janes reported at the time that the main goal of the Ratel design was the survivability of crew and dismounts, adding that the 40-ton IFV is expected to deliver, quote, the highest standards in ballistic and mine protection. It was added that Ratel is fitted with the Obra 3 protection and laser warning system, as well as a nuclear, biological and chemical, or NBC, protection suite. Optionally, an active protection system, or APS, may be mounted. Ratel's main weapon is to be either a 30 or 14mm cannon, and this will work with an integrated twin Spike LR or long-range anti-tank guided missile or ATGM launcher. As displayed at MSPO 2025, Ratel would be operated by a 2-man crew, a commander and driver, with space to carry between 6 and 8 dismounts. A few months later, in December 2025, the site Militarni noted that the first prototype of Ratel, with a combat weight of 42 tons, is expected to be ready by the end of 2026. According to Polish site Defense24, Ratel is being developed using Huta Stalowa Wola's own resources and is intended to reflect lessons learned from the war in Ukraine and to test the maturity of Poland's defense industry in technological, organizational and strategic terms. Defense24 noted at the time that, within less than a year, the prototype should not only be unveiled but also prepared for mobility trials. The Ratel will use the already tested serial production turret shared with the Borsuk, which is expected to shorten the development cycle. It was added that the project as of late December 2025 had already passed an important phase of basic research covering individual components, ballistics and mine protection. Furthermore, preparations suggest that construction was already underway, given that testing is planned for the end of 2026. Militarny states that Rattal is to have resistance to frontal fire from a 30mm Bushmaster 2 cannon at 500 meters, and that the 42-ton vehicle will have growth potential to 48 tons, thus providing margin for future upgrades and enhanced protection. The website says that the Rattal is to have a similar hydro-pneumatic suspension to Borsuk with 7 road wheels on each side. The vehicle will have a reinforced MTU 8V199 engine rated at 1,070 horsepower, paired with either a German or US transmission, Renk or Allison, respectively. The following month, in January 2026, Defense 24 reported that Rattal is to be produced in the Wielkopolska Armored Center in Poznan and not in the Stalowa Wola steelworks, where the prototype of the vehicle is still being built. Said to be a controversial move, it was detailed that the decision to launch production not in Podkarpacie, but in the capital of Wielkopolska, was dictated by a serious lack of capacity at HSW. A few weeks later, in early March, it was publicized that such rumors around production location were denied. Instead, portal obronie.se.pl reports that Polish Arms Group is analyzing parallel production in several plants in order to drastically increase the rate of supplies for the Polish armed forces. For those of us on the outside, this discussion may not seem like a huge deal, but we're sure that it's given Polish politicians and defense critics a lot to talk about. But that's where things currently stand with Rattal. Hopefully in a few months' time, or perhaps in 2027, we'll be able to provide a more detailed video complete with images and/or video of the prototype vehicle, should HSW be so kind as to publish such material online. Again, and seemingly all the time, it seems like Poland's defense industry has plenty of activity going on, with the nation looking for around 2 more squadrons of fighter jets, acquiring brand new submarines and frigates, and expanding its armored fighting vehicle fleet. In fact, the lighter amphibious Borsuk IFVs only entered service in late 2025, with the first 15 of 111 delivered. Even more could be ordered, between 1,000 to over 1,400, and Soviet-era BMP-1s need to be replaced. But what do you think of the Rattal being added to Poland's rapidly growing and rapidly modernizing military force? What do you think of the country's drive to secure/establish domestic production for many of its platforms? Let us know what you think by leaving a comment.